Alright, so, inquiry project. I thought it would be super fun to, try and get back to something that I gave up on when I was little. When I was little, I was like, I want to be an artist. I'm the best drawer in this whole wide world. And then I grew up and realized I actually sucked at it. But over this semester, I hung out with a friend who was into painting. And I was like, that could be fun. So I tried it with her, and this is what I did. Not really that complicated. And then I really got inspired during quarantine. Me and my boyfriend ended up, so we decided to paint some photos for fun. And I ended up doing this. And like, it looks pretty complicated, but honestly it's not, because like, this is just simple stuff. But I learned how to do his face by Pinterest stuff. And that interests me, because I was like, you know what? If I can learn how to draw Rick's face by Pinterest, then I bet you I can learn how to draw like actual like human features, like hands and feet and eyes and lips, through Pinterest and or through like YouTube. So that's what I chose my inquiry project to do. How long does it take me, or people, just me I guess, how long does it take me to learn how to draw like an actual human's face, or like as close to it as I can get in the time from now until when it's due? So this is where I'm starting. Let's see what I got so far. It kind of turned out derpy, so I think I have to look at more Pinterest boards. It kind of looks like two different faces, if you ask me. This side looks like a real person. This side,
it looks like a soft person.
does not. So I didn't let her go, and I turned her this cute little fairy princess. I think it turned out pretty nice. Give her some freckles, flower crown. Look at hair. I think this inquiry project is going pretty good so far. There's some real life experience. My boyfriend, he used to be, I guess, an artist in high school. He was showing me how to draw a face, how he draws a face. Looks pretty good so far. So to draw the eye, he puts like, okay. I see. So this is the end product. He tried to do something funky with the hair, but whatever. But here's the face. I'm gonna try maybe follow it.
Eraser and a marker. Grab your pencil and guesstimate the center of the paper. Draw a squiggly line there. This will be your center line. You'll see why it's important later in the video. Grab your Sharpie and make vertical squiggly lines, being careful not to cross back over through the center. As long as you do that, they can be as squiggly as you please. It'll look like this. Now, here's where the pencil line comes in. Draw curved lines like this above it, and curved lines like this underneath it, so that it looks like this.
Today I tried some abstract art. I used many textures and colors, as you can see. I saw this idea of this art off of the app called TikTok, off of an artist's page. It was just drawing squiggly lines with a Sharpie, and it seemed pretty simple, and it's turning out really nice. As you can see, I've followed this braiding tutorial for the hair. Our next clip is showing the hair tutorials that I followed. I also followed a male hair tutorial, and that seemed to be the easiest out of all of them. I next followed a hand drawing tutorial, which I will show you in a moment. A nose tutorial, which I also followed, which was the easiest to follow by far. And then I also have an eye tutorial that I followed off of Pinterest. And then I have how to draw a male face. This one honestly was pretty hard to draw, and then now I have the actual products. The first time I ever drew a hand, an eye, and then the male face. Here's the second time I drew the eye, and then a few hands, which actually ended up turning really well. So I've decided to try out a video for a change. This one is how to draw an anime/manga girl for beginners, narrated step by step. I will go ahead and put a link somewhere, and then I will show you throughout the 17 video process what mine is gonna look like. Okay, so definitely does not look exactly like that. However, I mean, I think it looks kind of cute. I think I did a pretty good job, honestly. I think the videos, I think they help. The Pinterest is kind of difficult only because it doesn't show you step by step. The videos help a lot because it does show me step by step. Obviously, I'm not as gifted, but I did get the eyes and the face really well, and I think this is going to be a good base for like anything else I draw in the future. Second video, how to draw an anime schoolgirl. So as you can tell, my proportions kind of suck. Proportions is what I need to work on. Other than that, I think my faces are pretty good right now. Honestly, she's my favorite. She's actually kind of cute. Just wanted to check in with the inquiry project. It's going really well. I think my art skills have improved a lot. I have learned that I am not that great at drawing realistic things, but I am really good at drawing anime stuff, so I've went more towards the route of anime style faces. I drew a face earlier this morning. I'm working on like some abstract art right now. But it's been really fun. My mom found a watercoloring book today with watercolors in it and everything, so I'm going to try that out. I'm going to read the book and everything and make sure I really study before I do it. And I'll take notes and everything and like put that. But yeah, it's going well. As you can see right here, I'm attempting to draw a face. I put the lines on the face and drew the nose. The eyes look pretty good in this photo, but for some reason, after erasing the things, I didn't draw the eye correctly. However, next time I did it, I drew it a little bit bigger, and it actually turned out really well. Here I followed a hair tutorial to follow the next process of drawing my person. Here she is. She has green eyes. There are the eyes that I drew and the eyebrows. This is all freehand. I drew this straight from imagination, actually. It turned out really amazing. I love it. So there's a few weeks left, or not even. There's a few days left before I turn in my project. And I ended up taking on something way bigger than I thought it would be. I ended up painting my bathroom, and I'll show you what it looks like. This bathroom used to be yellow. Like, yellow. I painted it gray. It turned out really nice. Like, I used my father's expertise techniques because he used to paint and everything, minus the roof. We gotta redo that because it's not dark enough. We used a technique for the ceiling. What he did is we took these right here and we would like go like this on the ceiling so the paint wouldn't get like on the wall. So that's like one technique that he showed me. But yeah, other than that, it's looking pretty good, and my mom's pretty happy about this inquiry project that we're doing. Side note, after painting the bathroom, my mother actually wanted me to go ahead and paint the front door. So what I did is I taped off the windows and the handles, and I ended up using an outdoor paint, which got stuck on my hands for approximately 3 days. And here are the final results of the black door. It ended up looking really pretty. Today I'm going to talk about creative recovery. I'm going to be looking over an article called Psychology Today, written by Molly Castola, PhD. She also is going to be working with Julia Cameron, who is an artist, and she wrote The Artist's Way. So as I'm reading through this article about creative recovery, Cameron says things like when she was a child she loved to be an artist, and like people would tell her being an artist is egotistical, childish, selfish, and you know, that's so sad to me because like I remember me being younger and wanting to be an artist and like remembering that like being an artist is not gonna pay the bills, you know what I mean? And so I went to another route of what I wanted to do when I was older and gave up art altogether, which is kind of sad. I think this is what sums up what I was talking about the entire time I was doing the project. I kept feeling like, why does like drawing and painting help me feel so like good about myself? Why do I feel so occupied? Why do I have this eagerness to go and do this? This is what they said. Nurturing one's creative beginnings with nurturing yourself. My favorite Cameron's affirmations. My creativity heals myself and others. When you allow yourself to think new thoughts and create innovation associations, you make pathways in the brain through which mental energy can flow, which is really interesting to me because I did feel that personally. I felt like this flow in my body where like I had like this inner peace where I could sit there for hours and just paint and just like not even think about the world around me. Arnie Dietrich, a professor of cognitive neuroscience at the University of Beirut in Ludan, describes how creativity involves the ability to make and use our cognitive flexibility and think beyond our familiar patterns, tying back to what I said about having the flow in your body when you're doing things creatively. The things I want to say about this project is overall, I had a really great time doing this. I learned a lot, number one, about how to be an artist, how to draw, use watercolor, I use pens, I use acrylic paints. I used a lot of mediums while doing this. I got to use glitter, which was a lot of fun for me personally. I learned a lot about creative recovery through reading Psychology Today. It's very interesting how like you can find your inner creativity even when you're an adult, and it can bring you like an inner peace and an inner flow. Overall, I think I'm definitely going to be drawing in my book that I bought. I have lots more pages to fill. And I think this is a new path to something very exciting.